Welcome to Throttle Only. My name is Nate. This is a 2024 Honda CRV Sport Hybrid. Let's check it out. If you're looking for an SUV around $35,000, you want a lot of space, you want crazy good gas mileage, this might be the SUV for you. So let's go ahead. For now, we're gonna check out the exterior styling here, starting with this beautiful paint color. So this is Canyon River Blue, and it has so many specs in it and looks amazing in different lighting. And as we look at the hood here, there are a couple of body lines above each wheel here, giving it a sharper appearance. As we make our way down onto the front here, we have a giant Honda logo that looks very nice. It also has the radar cruise control hidden inside of there. Surrounding that beautiful Honda logo, there's this beautiful grille. It has a lot of dimension into it. And below that grille, we have even more venting for cooling. And additionally, in front of the wheels, there are functional side air curtains. And hands down, my absolute favorite part about the front exterior styling here are these headlights. They look so nice when they're on. It also has a beautiful daytime running light strip here. And then when you turn on the turn signals or the hazards, that daytime running lamp will be replaced in an amber color. So now looking at the side profile of the vehicle here, starting with these beautiful black wheels with the Honda logo in the center, I think they look so good. Now, as we come up just a little bit, there is a deflector that is in amber just above these plastic fender flares there. Now, as we come on back here, we have mirrors that have blind spot monitoring system in them, and the LED indicator is on the outside, but they are not power folding. Now, as we look at the door handles here, these door handles have proximity sensing in them, which is very convenient, and you can easily lock the vehicle as well by touching the little rigid area on top of the handle. Now, as we look at the windows here, surrounding the windows, there's chrome trim, and then at the very top here, this does have black roof rails. And at the very bottom here, we have a plastic piece that looks okay, and hopefully it'll stand up to some wear and tear. And then the last thing is the fuel door is located on the driver's side here. All right, y'all, so moving on to the rear exterior styling here, starting at the top, we have a shark fin antenna as well as a roof spoiler here. Inside of that roof spoiler, you have the third brake light. As we come on down, we do have a wiper for this rear glass. And then on the very back here, we have a beautiful Honda logo. On one side here, we do have a CRV badge. And then on the other side, it says Sport. And on the very bottom here, we have a pretty nice diffuser that I think works pretty well. And this also has two ports for exhaust, but there's only one real exhaust outlet, and that is on the passenger side. And to wrap up the rear end here are the taillights. I really love this design. It makes the vehicle look super premium. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the turn signal blocks. I wish they were amber LED strips instead. There are 6 trims available for the Honda CRV. The LX, EX, Sport Hybrid, EXL, Sport L Hybrid, and Sport Touring Hybrid. All right, so under the hood, this has a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder paired with an electric motor. It makes 204 horsepower. This one is front-wheel drive, but there is also all-wheel drive available. And for the transmission, it has an e-CVT. Now, the fuel economy is definitely where this thing shines, at 43 in the city and 36 on the highway. Now let's take a look and see how much room there is in the back of this CRV. So this has a manual gate in the back, so just have to put your hand there and then lift. But it has some nice props. I left some items in here so you can see how much room there is. Could fit a good amount of bags here. And let me remove these things so you can see everything cleared out. All right, with the trunk cleared out, let's take a look here. So there's a nice liner here that says CRV. On one side, we have a little bit of space here. There's also a LED light and a hook. And then on the other side here, we have another hook, an LED light, and a 12-volt adapter. A little bit of storage down here. And then this will actually come off if you'd like, and then you can store some other items in here. All right, now let's put the second row down and let's see how much room there is total in the trunk space here. Grab here and pull, and grab here and pull. And here's a look at the second row with that down. It is pretty flat. I'll show you what it looks like from the back. And with the second row down, this is what it looks like from the rear. And before we hop on into the rear seats here, let's look at the rear door panels here. So at the very top, there's some hard material. I really like this material. It's way better than gloss black. Your standard handle here. There's a window switch as well. A small little pocket for some storage. And a not too padded armrest. A small little pocket for some more storage. A CRV logo right here, and then down below, there's a speaker grill with some more styling here. Okay, so sitting in the rear of this CRV, so these seats are cloth seats, and they are very comfortable. There's some very nice orange stitching on them as well. In the very center of the rear passengers here, there is an armrest, and it does have 2 cup holders. On the back of the driver's seat, if you're sitting here, you're not gonna have a pocket, but you will have one if you're sitting behind the passenger. Up above, there's no moonroof or sunroof for us, but there is one you can kind of see in the very front. And then lastly here, there are 2 vents that you can move around. There's not an LCD display or anything that you can control the climate. And there is also 2 USB Type-C accessory outlets. All right, let's look at the passenger side here. Let's look at the door panel real quick. It's the same exact thing we saw in the rear, except you have an unlock and locking control here. Same exact armrest, same exact styling. Now moving on in, there's no sill here. And for the passengers, there are manual controls for the seats here. And these seats are very comfortable. Let's see how comfortable the headrest is here. It's actually pretty firm. And the side bolsters are a little firm too. And that's okay. And then in front of the passenger, here's the glove box. Pretty small. I really love this mesh material here. Easy vent control there. More of this really cool styling here. And then we just have some plastic up here. Moving on to the driver's side here. So on this panel, we have all the 4 window switches. Only the front 2 are one-touch automatic. Underneath, there are rubber pedals. Automatic seat controls for the driver. These seats are heated, by the way. I really love this contrast stitching, looks very nice. And then on the left side of the steering wheel here, there's a traction control off button and 1 vent. And let's take a look at the center armrest / console area. Very padded. Opening it on up, there is a lot of room in here. Wow, it is very deep. No accessory switches or controls or anything like that in here, unfortunately. And then moving on in front here, there's a small little area for some storage, 2 cup holders, a massive area for some storage in front of there, a USB Type A, a USB Type C, a 12-volt adapter there. Here's a good look at your shift lever. I love the contrast stitching here as well. Here's your drive mode selector, your hill descent control. There's an electronic parking brake and a brake hold button here. And here's a look at the climate control. You can see here there's a nice LCD display. There's very nice LEDs behind the actual knobs here. And the knobs feel great and they sound cool as well. And then this also has heated seats with 3 different levels, passenger and driver. And then here's a good look at your vents here, again with this really nice mesh material. And here's a look at the infotainment screen here. We have a nice volume knob right here. You can easily push on and off. And you also have a select button for your menu. You can quickly push menu, and then here are a lot of the options that you can choose from. And then I really love these hard touch buttons, phone, radio, media, and connect for easy usage. All right, and here's a look at the steering wheel with the Honda logo in the very center here. And then taking a closer look here, there's also some nice orange contrast stitching here. And it feels pretty good in hand. It feels almost like a synthetic rubbery feel. There's some paddle shifters on the back, minus and plus here. On the left side here, we have volume controls. You can skip tracks, your source of media. Your home button here will control the digital part of the instrument gauge cluster right here, in which you can use the scroll wheel located right here to slide through this menu here. And there are a good amount of options in here that you can choose from. And then on the right side of the steering wheel, we have the radar cruise control settings here, where you can easily toggle it, adjust your distance, and stay in the lanes. And for the instrument cluster behind the steering wheel here, on the right side, there's analog, and then on the left side, that's your digital form. And so looking at the vehicle settings here, using those toggle buttons there on the steering wheel, you can go back here to brightness. You can adjust the brightness however you'd like. You can have no content there and just have your RPMs. You can have safety support, maintenance, seat belts, driver attention, speed and time, range and fuel, and then my favorite is power flow right here, warnings, gauge display and settings here, And these are all of the things you can toggle here. And lastly, going back to the settings. So up above, this does have a power moonroof here. So you can just slide that on back and then use this switch right here. This does tilt as well. And then let's take a look at the visors here. Pretty decent size. Flip up mirror with a nice light. Put it to the side here. It'll cover about that much of the window, and it also slides back. Okay, so setting off in the Honda CRV Sport Hybrid. So I'm in eco mode right now. I'll do a 0 to 60 a little bit later here, but first I just want to talk about how this steering feels coming around some of these bends. It is very floaty, definitely has a good amount of body roll, but you would definitely expect that since this is an SUV. As far as visibility is pretty great. I have some pretty nice sized mirrors here on either side. Blind spot monitoring is in there. Pretty nice rear view mirror. And if I look back here, there is a third there is a third window back there as well. You might be able to see some cars, but the mirrors work fine. As far as the camera quality here, that is definitely something to mention here. So let me go ahead and slow down. I'll just show you the reverse camera here. Hopefully it'll pick up. This is for sure the worst part about this vehicle here. I mean, my God, it is literally in black and white. So let's do a sport 0 to 60 here. Okay, not too bad. There's 60. So, I mean, not the fastest thing, but it definitely has a little bit of get up, but who really cares? I mean, this is really meant to impress you with its fuel efficiency and its gas mileage, which it really does. I mean, I feel like at one point here, we were trying to figure out whether we wanted a sedan for its better gas mileage or an SUV for its space. And now, honestly, you can just choose whatever you want. I just did a Toyota Camry, and it had amazing gas mileage. I think it was like 47, 48. And, you know, again, with these gas mileage numbers at 43 and 36, man, that is extremely competitive, especially since this is an SUV and it actually has a lot of storage space as well. So as far as the rest of the driving experience here, I mean, the seats are very comfortable in the front. They are cloth, but they are very nice. You have your heated seat here if you want to put that on. Definitely not going to be doing that right now since it's 105 degrees outside. But other than that, I mean, this vehicle is very comfortable, and the price sitting around $35,000 for this trim level, it honestly is a really, really good bargain. So I think one of the last things that I want to mention here about just the driving experience in general, I kind of wish that they had a full digital display here in the front instead of just half being analog, especially because we have the digital speed here in the very center. So it seems a little bit weird to me. I wish I could kind of customize a little bit more things, but again, this isn't one of, you know, the high performance vehicles or one of the German brands where it's super expensive. So, I mean, this definitely gets a pass, and it still works very well too. I think probably my favorite display though is this display right here, where it'll show the battery, where essentially the power is going. So as I'm braking here around this turn, you can see the power is being pushed to the battery. And then now that I'm flooring it a little bit here, that illustration is changing. Pretty cool. So other than that, guys, I really don't have too much else to say about this Honda CRV. I really enjoyed driving this, and I truly think that this is a great vehicle, especially if it's going to be a vehicle for college, or maybe you just want to buy one vehicle that you might need for many different things in life down the road. This might be the vehicle. And then of course, if you want to buy other more expensive options, you have the ability to do that, add them on, or just get a different trim. It really is a great vehicle. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed my review here of this vehicle. It was a blast. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I always appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.